Hello everybody, it's Bill Stack College Football Guy here with a video that I've been waiting for literally when the time was put on the list for months. Until finally this past week, they finally released their 2025 rosters prior to their opening game on August 30th. Well, better late than never, I guess. We're talking about the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University, Missouri in the Great Lakes Valley Conference in Division II. Background here a little bit on Lincoln University. Football program has not exactly been the most successful. They are working on it and went through a really rough 2024. So again, we're going to go through this. I'm going to go through the coaching staffs. I'm going to preview the rosters, and I'm going to give you my game-by-game predictions of their 2025 schedule. A lot of these places, none of you are fans, you're not going to know who these schools are. So I'm going to have to on this in here, but whew. All right, so we get into this. All right, the Blue Tigers were 1-10 last year. Didn't even win a conference game. They were 0-8 in conference. Yes, 1-10. They only play 11 games in Division II. Moses Harper is back for his second season as head coach. And as for offensive coordinator, Coach Harper was his own offensive coordinator. For anything I have told you can see here, he's his own OC. There are rankings, I do FBS schools. It's out of 130-something schools. Well, there's 159 schools in Division II. So you get an idea of what we're talking here. Lincoln ranked 148th out of 159 in total offense in Division II last season. Not good. Stephen Miller is back for his second season as defensive coordinator at Lincoln. Lincoln ranked 140th in total defense in Division II last year. So not exactly stellar on either one of them. Both of them, room to work here. We need to get right. All right, offense. No clue who the starting quarterback is going to be, but I think Isaiah Tate is probably going to be the odds on here. He's a holdover from last year's squad. Only 4 quarterbacks on the roster. You've got Tyson Brad, the true freshman, and Jalen Thomas, the junior, did nothing last year. Obviously, Brad was a freshman. You have Will King III, a senior transfer from Minnesota State Mankato, who did some things, recorded some stats. Now, since this is an FCS school, there's only, I'm pulling back here, there's only really FCS Division II, so it's 20 tackles to qualify on defense. Quarterback, it's 200 yards passing. Running backs can be 200 yards rushing. Wide receivers are going to be 20 catches. Same tight ends going to be 20 catches. So get that out of the way. All right, so Isaiah Tate, the sophomore, 108 for 226, 1,359 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 picks. Based on the options here, I think he's probably going to end up being the starting quarterback, but he's a true freshman last year. Now he's a sophomore, thrown into the fire as the starter. We'll see how this goes. Running back is a big question. Who's going to be the starting running back? And this is probably the best room on the offense because you've got 7 running backs, 3 freshmen, 4 experienced players. All 4 experienced players did something last year. 1 qualified for everything. Actually, 2 qualified for everything. The 2 that didn't, we got Jalen Thomas, the sophomore, and Cantrell Jordan, the sophomore. So both as true freshmen did some rushing last year. Jerice Howard and I should take that back. Jadarius Thomas, the senior transfer from Nebraska Kearney, 33 carries, 203 yards, and 1 touchdown. He most likely is the backup. I think the starter is going to be Jerice Howard, the sophomore, as a true freshman last season, 96 carries, 667 yards, and 6 touchdowns. One thing to find out here is that it's sophomores. It's a very young team. There are a lot of players who are sophomores now who played as freshmen last year. A lot of the guys who are experienced players left. And a lot of the players who transferred in, there are some players who transferred into this team, they don't have any game experience. They're from other schools, but they didn't do anything. They were riding the pine. Now, because unfortunately Lincoln was so bad last year, they got a shot to get playing time. So with most of the other guys who were experienced, all left one way or another. So I'm saying season. So I think it's probably I think Jerice is Howard's probably going to be your starting running back. Wide receiver, it's going to be interesting. Like the running back room was the best room on the offense. Wide receiver room is not that bad. I mean, interesting to see who's going to end up being here. So we're looking at the list here. We got I didn't write it down. 6 freshman wide receivers. So one of them is going to contribute some way based upon how it's been in the past. It's where it's going to be. Coach Harper likes playing freshmen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players who contributed something. 1 qualified. The 5 that didn't do anything. every single one of the wide receivers here who did something last year as a hold. All the receivers are holdovers from last year's squad. We've got Armani Turner, the junior. We've got Jordan Robinson Igwe, the sophomore. Aeneas Camarillo, the senior. Tobias Williams, the junior. Travis Reeves Jr., the junior. All of them did less than qualifications. The one who did qualify was Israel Tate, the junior. 30 receptions, 341 yards, but did not score a touchdown. So wide receiver room, you do have something there, but there's an issue. We'll see how this goes, Tight end room, it's the worst room on the offense. 7 tight ends in the tight end room. 4 are freshmen. The other 3 on here, all 3 qualified, did something, did the minimal to do something. Nobody fully qualified. 0. You got Caleb Nebura, the senior, Ethan Garnett, the junior, both holders from last year's squad, and along with Remington Easley, the sophomore transfer from Coffeyville Community College. So that's concern. Offensive line room is very, very young. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. There's almost 17, I think it's 15 plus guys in the offensive line room. Only 6 are upperclassmen. How's this going to blend together? That's my big concern. All right, so that's how the offense is going here. Defensively, we're starting off with the defensive line room, which is the best room on the team. 11 guys did the minimal to qualify, and 6 of them fully qualified. So it's pretty damn good here. So the 11 who, there's also, if I don't bring up here, the fact is I have to add this. They technically would probably be on recorded some stats. Marion Slater, the junior, and Scotty Dobbins, the sophomore, both transferred from Arkansas Tech. They didn't have any stats posted up. Arkansas Tech didn't really post anything. So they could be on this. I don't know. Along with Austin Patterson, the sophomore transfer from Erskine College. They didn't post anything either, so I don't know either way. Other ones who I know who did record something on there, we're talking about Noah Asayande, the junior, Tyler Bollier, the junior, Chris Gonzalez, the senior. All these are holdovers from last year's squad, except for this one. Mason Hall, the junior transfer from Tuskegee, they all didn't make the minimum, so it's just 20 tackles up here. So all the ones who did, I've also forgot about Xavier Smith, the sophomore transfer from Dodge City Community College. He also did some stuff last year. So who is the ones who actually did something here? Again, we're going to go worst to first on these numbers here. So we got 6 guys here. So we're talking Michael Allen, the sophomore transfer from McPherson College, 23 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. We got Devane Johnson, the sophomore transfer from McPherson College, 31 tackles and a pass deflection. McPherson just contributing here. I skipped ahead a little bit for 31, because they're actually 2 below him, which is Yasir Talib Harrison, the senior, 28 tackles and a pass deflection. D'Antonio Moore, the senior, 29 tackles and 5 sacks on the defensive line. And second up, we've got Jacob McGee, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year. As a true freshman, 50 tackles and 5 sacks. He's getting it, so he's going to do something. And Dante Moore, the senior, 51 tackles, 3.5 sacks, an interception, and a pass deflection. He's all over the damn place. So, defensive line, we got some players there. Linebacker room, 12 linebackers on the entire roster. Half of them are freshmen. 5 did the minimal stuff, did something. 3 actually qualified. This is the worst room on the entire defense, is the linebacker room. Okay, we had 2 players who who did play but didn't meet the requirements. We're talking about Andrew Saranafong, the sophomore. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm sorry. Along with Addison Brown, the junior. The 3 who did something, all holdovers from last year's squad. We're talking about Jeremiah Gill, the junior, 28 tackles and a pass deflection. Then we got these 2 beasts here. Renard Willis, the sophomore, is a true freshman last year. 46 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 picks, and 2 pass deflections. He's getting it. And then we got Jordan Hoskins, the senior, 64 tackles, half a sack, a forced fumble, and a pass deflection. So it's a potential here, but it's not enough. Now the secondary 6 freshmen in this group. So they're going to be, based on previous track record, freshmen are going to be getting some playing time. He's going young and building it up. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up starting here. When you got top 3, you pretty much have an idea, but past that, it's going to go nickel. Who's it going to be? Nickel, diamond, all the other packages. It's going to be interesting to see here. So right now, of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys who did something but didn't qualify, we're talking, we'll get the transfer out of the way first. Fernario McGee, the junior transfer from Mississippi Delta Community College, and five other homegrown players on last year's roster. Damian Barnes, the sophomore. Quaylen Miller, the sophomore. Deshaun Logan Russell, the sophomore. Trey Phillips, the sophomore. Mike Alford, the sophomore. Starting to see a pattern here. He lets true freshmen play because he didn't have a choice last year. Now, the top 3 in tackles going up. We got Kieran Blackman, Blankers. Jesus, his name is here. It's the senior, 20 tackles and 5 pass deflections. Next up, we've got Nate Harden, the sophomore, 24 tackles and 7 pass deflections as a true freshman last year. And number 1 is Christian Harris, the sophomore. So the entire secondary was freshmen last year. So now they got gameplay, and they're going to be a little bit better. 37 tackles, a forced fumble, a pick, and 2 pass deflections. So you kind of get the idea here. They were very, very young, which explains why they went 1-10 last year, basically playing a high school roster against college teams. And you're going to see about this when you talk about the rivalry games. There's a lot of these teams, this is rematches from last year. Okay, starting off the season. Should we get into the schedule prediction video, game by game? Start the season against Lincoln University of California. Lincoln versus Lincoln. It was in Jefferson City last year, but this is the season opener for both schools. The only time these schools ever played was last year, and Lincoln won 40-14 in Jefferson City. That was their only win on the year last year. They're playing again in Jefferson City again. So Lincoln obviously is looking to go 2-0 all time versus Lincoln of California, and I think they're going to beat them again. They're going to get the first win of the year. Now, they go on the road at Lane College, which is in Jackson, Tennessee. I know right where this is. This is the season opener for Lane. So Lane's had all off-season. This was their first game. You've already played, so they've had all off-season to prepare for you, which is not good. Last meeting was last year when Lane won 41-28 in Jefferson City. They got all year to prepare, basically, for you, and you're going to lose in Tennessee, in Jackson, to Lane College. Then you get a bye. In Division II, only 1 bye. So 2 games in, they get a bye. Now they got to play 9 straight. They start out of the bye at home against Quincy. Both schools actually have a bye week before. This was Quincy's bye week. Last meeting was last year when Quincy won 46-5. 46-5 on the road in Quincy, Illinois. Quincy is actually looking to go 5-0 all time versus Lincoln. And based on Quincy's roster, I don't see any reason why not. I'm picking Quincy to beat Lincoln University and get 5-0 all time. Then they're on the road at Upper Iowa. This is Upper Iowa's homecoming game. Upper Iowa plays at Michigan Tech the week before. These two only played once before. Their only meeting was last year when Upper Iowa won 31-3 at home in Jefferson City. Lincoln was at home. Now you're on the road in Iowa. You're losing that game too. I'm sorry. So you've lost 3 straight. You're 1-3. Now you come up in a home against Southwest Baptist. Southwest Baptist plays Missouri S&T, a damn good team, the week before. Last meeting was last year. Southwest Baptist won 13-17 at home in Bolivar, Missouri. That was a close game. You lost that one. Now you're at home. This is where the younger players, having their experience, the sophomores making their plays, I'm picking you to beat Southwest Baptist to get your second win on the year. Then unfortunately, this is where it gets bad. Home against Northeastern State the following week. Northeastern State plays West Florida at home the week before. Last meeting between these two schools was last year. Northeastern State won 55-7 in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, which is where Northeastern State is. Northeastern State's looking to go 5-0 all time versus Lincoln, and unfortunately, they are. You're going to lose that game. Then you're on the road at Indianapolis. Indianapolis plays at Missouri S&T. That probably is going to be a good game because I want to see about Missouri S&T's roster and Indy's. Week before last meeting was last year. Indianapolis won 52-0 in Jefferson City. Now you're on the road in Indianapolis. Indianapolis is looking to go 5-0 all-time versus Lincoln, and they are. You lose that game. Then you're on the road at McKendree. McKendree plays Missouri S&T the week before. So they may be a little bit beat up. Last meeting was last year. McKendree won 34-19 in Jefferson City. McKendree looking to go 5-0 all-time versus Lincoln. This game is going to be a little closer than that, but McKendree's at home. I got to give McKendree the win on this one. Then you're against Truman State. Yes, named after former President Harry S. Truman, I believe. This is Lincoln's homecoming game. Truman State plays at Southwest Baptist the week before, so they have a good game. Last meeting was last year. Truman State won 52-7 in Kirksville, Missouri, which is where Truman State is. Truman State's looking to go 5-0 all-time versus Lincoln University. And they're going to. You're going to lose that game to Truman State, even though it's homecoming. Then you're at home, back home, final home game of the year against Missouri S&T. Missouri S&T plays William Jewell at home the week before. Your last meeting between them was last year. Missouri S&T won 63-21 on the road in Rolla, Missouri. And based on Missouri S&T's record, we're probably battling for, well, yeah, you're not beating them. You get another loss. And then you finish the season on the road at William Jewell. William Jewell plays at Truman State the week before. It's going to be a tough game. Last meeting was last year. William Jewell won 48-20 in Jefferson City. Now you're on the road, and unfortunately, you're losing again. So that means you're going to go finish. Lincoln University is going to finish the season 2-9, 1-7 in conference. So you won a conference game. You've doubled up your win total from last year. So that is an improvement, but the talent gap between these other universities and you is big. Now, next year, if the sophomores stay, this could really get interesting. But it's going to be an uphill battle for Lincoln University, Missouri. So 2-9, 1-7 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. So I've done enough talking. Why don't you let me know what you think down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Please smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. The hell? Oh, fun stuff. Oh, yeah. Fun. I'll explain that later. Probably in the next video. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm of the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. I'm going to go through the schedule again, because a lot of these schools are just, they didn't beat Lincoln last year. They pasted them. So let me know the schedule again. Let me know what you think, what they're going to do in the comments. All right. Home against Lincoln of California. At Lane College. Their only bye. Out of the bye. Home against Quincy. At Upper Iowa. Home against Southwest Baptist. Home against Northeastern State. At Indianapolis. At McKendree. Home against Truman State. Home against Missouri S&T. And finally, on the road at William Jewell. Let me know what you think the record's going to be down in the comments. Share the video if you want to. And if you haven't done already, check out some of the other videos that I've done. If you like it, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 2K, trying to make some magic happen. Excuse me. If you want to follow me on X, the link is in the description. One more video left. The Grizz of Montana. The Grizzlies. Oh, yes. For the former UNLV tie, former UNLV head coach Bobby Hawk. Still there. 14 seasons. Man. But anyway. Thanks, everybody, for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great day. Be safe, and please, be good to each other.